An agency special meeting of Tuesday, April 22nd, 2014, right here in City Hall in Port Richey. Calling to order, and next thing we go to is, well, let's do a Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Since they're all recorded separately, I think that it's appropriate. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Please let the record show that Mayor Taylor is absent this evening. Vice Mayor Bill Colombo.
Here.
Councilman Steve O'Neill.
Here.
Councilwoman Nancy Britton. Here. Councilman Terrence Rowe.
Here.
City Attorney Joseph Public. Here. And City Manager Tom O'Neill.
Here.
All right, and just to clarify, I am in fact the chair member, and everybody else is members, not councilmen. We sit
correct.
in dual roles, but just thought I'd pop that out there. Okay, Mr. What would we call you in this?
Tom.
Tom. Mr. Tom, do you have any comments?
No, none at this time.
Okay, Mr. Pavlik, do you have any comments?
No, just in relation to the agenda item.
Okay, well then you can hold on those. We have Mr. Abbott signed up for comment on general comment. General comments?
Do you want to approve the council minutes real quick, sir?
Oh, I am sorry. Excuse me, Mark. If you would, let me do that. We need to approve the council minutes of the CRE meeting of April 1st, 2014.
Motion to approve.
Second. Second. Anybody have any changes? Everybody okay with it? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Excuse me, Mark.
Mark Abbott, 7907 Washington Street. I just wanted to see that the CRA money eventually gets used all over the city. As we know, years ago, I believe the history goes way back because the trailer park was there. The one across from the fire station was one of the main reasons that we got the CRA money. So I think they did cost averaging of the super rich houses and then the cost averaging of the people that had nothing, which was probably zero value on those mobile homes. And again, this was many years ago, but Port Richey was first, I believe, and then New Port Richey was second. I wasn't here, I just know that the CRA. What I'm saying by that is also things get done. We've just cleared the property on Washington Street in the big long empty field. It is city property. Why not take the intent and talk about building a somewhat of a public walkway such as we did on the other side of the city. I'll speak more later, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. Comments from the chair and board members? Anybody have any comments?
One, I know last year we incurred a lot more cost because we had it on the 4th and we ended up paying a lot of overtime. Just wanted to throw that out there. Maybe we should do it on the 3rd if possible. And one other thing, I guess every time we do this, I get besieged by people that ask me why we didn't send it out to bid. And I have to say,
Terry, we can do this on the agenda item. This is just general comments. We haven't got the agenda item yet. That's all.
fireworks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing on the agenda.
Right. Yeah, but there's still general comments, so
Okay.
that's where we're at right now. So.
All right.
Okay.
Got a question then. Has anything happened on the pier footings as far as an analysis that we had agreed we wanted?
Talking about the Limestone Drive Pier?
Yes.
The architect, structural engineer, at this point is preparing a cost estimate for your review. I should have that by the next CRA meeting.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll just make a comment. What Mark had said in looking at the monies, we talked about sidewalks, we talked about a lot of things. If I recall, though, and Nancy might know, I think we put a gazebo over there as well that we had to take down, didn't we? So, while we're utilizing those funds, we're careful as well. Not that I point that we shouldn't use it over there, but we're careful with the use as well, because there's something that was well-intentioned and unfortunately didn't turn out as good. But anyway.
And I'm not quite sure what Mark was talking about. We cleared what on Washington Street? I didn't,
The trailer park.
The old trailer park.
The old trailer park.
The web.
on Washington?
Oh, no, he said Washington.
You're talking about the corner.
I addressed the council a couple meetings ago. Washington Street,
Oh, where's?
Pine Hill was cleared back 10 feet, all the way up and down Washington Street, up and down Pine Hill.
Yeah, I saw the corner there, but that's not
Okay.
even our property.
And then the contractor left big piles pushed up on the private property. But,
I don't
the-
think so.
yes, for sure, 100%. Yes, sir. I understand, it's the city of Port Richey. Mr. O'Neill?
We've researched this through the property appraiser's records, and we can't find any evidence of ownership of that parcel that you're mentioning, or that portion of the parcel for the city of Port Richey. If you could direct us to when and where it was acquired, then we might find something in the records. We can't find anything at this point.
Okay, that's why I had addressed the council, really. I believe Mrs. Carter is still alive, and we may have a opening there to do that. But the county records, the regular plat shows 12 to 15 foot in distance all the way down Washington Street. And when, again, it goes back many years when they donated it and what went on and so forth. So we'll talk about that later.
Both sides of Washington?
Directly across from Reverend Cook Park, directly across from my mom's house, that whole 10 acres was owned by the Carter family. It was an orange grove. When he donated the big triangle and all that property, if the city would simply pave the road, so that would have been 1960, that would have been 1972.
Somebody else has owned that property.
Lots of people have owned that property, but if you look on the documents and you pull it up on the county appraiser right now, you'll see a strip of land. The city, the Pasco County shows it a value of $63,000 for that strip of land paid by the city of Port Richey, or deeded to the city of Port Richey on the property appraiser site.
We'll, just for information purposes, we'll research the record plat on it.
No. Do we know the property address?
May not have an address.
It's got to have an address.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Reverend Cook Park, you used to know that.
It has a parcel ID. It doesn't have to have an address if it doesn't get mail. All righty. Let's move on to the council business then. We have one agenda item, and that is 2014 4th of July fireworks proposal. Mr. O'Neill.
Yes, this is on your agenda tonight for consideration. Again, we have received a proposal from Firepower Displays. Mr. Bill Bennett submitted that to the city. This year it is in the amount of $8,000 total for an event on July 4. The required deposit is $4,000. There is a change in paragraph 15 that I'm going to ask Chief Fussell to explain, if he would, please.
Item number 15 is an important note on your, on the bid or the contract, and it indicates that a safety zone of a radius of 350 feet because of the inclusion of 5-inch shells. That needs to be amended to 420 feet for 6-inch shells, because there are a few 6-inch shells that'll be shot. I don't see that being any kind of a problem because of the location of the barge when you shoot, because we're like 500 feet in radius already. So I don't see it being any kind of an issue. I just wanted to bring it up that would need to be changed or corrected.
Yeah, what I would say is that if you are of a mind to approve this, you would approve it with those changes as recommended by the fire chief, and Mr. Bennett has agreed to give us back amended copy of this for the signature of the mayor.
Bill, would you like to approach?
While Mr. Bennett approaches, I just want to request that it looks like under Section 4, and this is, I know, one thing we had done last year, that the city be listed as an additional insured on the policy. And under 9, this is also what we did last year, I'd like to add some of the indemnification language. We could just add, change the period to a comma and just add subject to the statutory limits of Section 768.28. That just maintains our sovereign immunity limits should we get sued over it. We're only going to be on the hook for the limits. Those are the only suggested changes I have.
Any comments, Bill? Just.
No, it doesn't, yeah, it's fine with me. I just was gonna say, if you have a copy of last year's.
I think we do. I was pulling it up, so I
yeah,
have
you
last
give me
year's.
that, then I can do what you want out of the legal side, and I know what Chief wants. But yeah, we have plenty of room. There's, it's 70 feet per inch is what's the requirement. That's why we're going to, it says in the contract 5, but we're going to 6-inch shells. So, that makes it the 420 feet, but we have over 600 and some odd feet, from the closest point of land, and some points were 900 feet, so we have plenty of room.
All right, comments from the agency members?
It's a selfish reason, but I keep getting asked this question, so, Joe, can you, we have done business with the Fireworks Display Ultimate Fireworks Entertainment Unlimited LLC for several years now.
Yes, sir.
They always give us a great show. But I keep getting asked why we do not send this out to bid, and I'm sure there is a statute that allows us to do what we are doing.
Well, it's under the threshold, so you don't have to send it out to bid.
I just wanted to get it on the record so I can tell them to watch the meeting.
Yeah, when it's under that dollar amount, it's not necessary to do so.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And like I say, we always get a great show. The only thing I'd advise is, let's talk about the 4th, because it cost us a lot of money last year in overtime.
So this year, it's, obviously, it's a Friday, July 4th, so I know, in staying with tradition, I would just say, I know we had this conversation last time, and obviously, we, had opted, but, with the 4th, but we, it's Friday the 4th, I do understand the overtime in that. Now, I will say that, and Pam, I guess I can direct this to you because it always comes down to dollars and cents. It's a little more expensive this year, obviously, but we have budgeted $15,000, I think, is outlined. Those are for special events, this being one of those special events. I guess I would just ask what the other special events, traditionally they've been, the birthday party was one. And yeah, and Christmas party. So, I mean, utilizing 15, utilizing 8 here, we have 7,000 for other special events. Maybe all that wasn't even used last time.
I doubt it was all used last time.
Right. I don't think it was.
No.
Okay. I just thought I'd check with you.
I understand the July 3rd thing, but come on, July 4th is July 4th. You can't change the day. You can't. It is what it is. Besides that, we have all these waterfront people looking for an opportunity to bring in some money in their pocketbooks that night. We have Alex over on Grand Boulevard who could bring in some money. It's not like we're spending a lot of money here, guys. We hardly ever spend money. We're so tight. It's unbelievable. But I mean, we got to do July 4th. We just have to. And if Newport Richey has theirs on, hopefully
Yeah, at
we're
Orange
beating.
Lake, right.
Hopefully we're beating it out. But if Newport Richey has them, Newport Richey has them. We have to basically think that we're doing this for our citizens and we're doing this for our waterfront people and our businesses here.
And I would
Those
add,
would be the same.
any of those businesses that wants to contribute to this will be gladly accepted.
Was this time is the Main Street as well, would be Friday? They traditionally do it on a,
They usually do
On
it
a
the Saturday
Friday.
Everybody's going to do it.
oh, is it the weekend before, right?
before. is-
Usually the weekend before.
Okay. I thought there was a difference in timing in the two.
The advantage you have in our city is we have the room to shoot a larger show,
Yeah.
larger shells. They're shooting max, and 3-inch would be their max, because if you go measure from the lake to the house, it's right behind where they set up at.
Yeah.
They are tight there. And everything else they're shooting is probably C class rather than B class. Because it's, you can't shoot but 70 feet for every inch of shell you shoot. So when you're shooting a 3-inch shell, you know, that's 210 feet, and that's tight right there by that house, because they sit up in the corner of the bayou, of Orange Lake. And that's the advantage we have, and that's why we end up bringing a lot of people. The thing that I get irritated about by past sitting on council and listening to businesses is that they profit from this very well, but yet they don't want to help contribute to defray some of the cost. And I don't think it's out of realm, you know, to maybe ask for a small donation. I know when we did it without the city, a couple years, we had a few contributors. But I didn't feel it was fair then, because if you got 2 or 3 and you got 5 businesses right on the river, and only 2 are, you know, giving to the contribution, but the other 3 are reaping the benefit just as good as the others. So I have a real heartburn when it comes to that kind of situation with our businesses want to come to us all the time, but yet then when we're offering something and you're willing to pay for it, that they don't want to help contribute when they're going to reap the benefit from all the patrons.
Well, Bill, it's just like anything else. Some will and some won't. You know, some will help.
Well, it's true,
some will
Nancy,
not.
I know that, but it's, you know, again, what's fair and what's right.
Right. Well, and again, I've always felt the same way. It's just like you look at the event that's going on next week. There's a lot of sponsors, and people sponsor things for a reason, to get their name out there. And yeah, I've never saw any reason why a number of the businesses, especially on the water, I mean, I don't know what it costs to hire a band these days. You probably know better than I do. But a lot. You know. And but yet not enough, right? You know, a lot. But I'm saying, you know, restaurants and bars and whatever hire bands all the time to do exactly what this show is doing for them, which is to bring crowds of people. So it's not hard for me to believe that the local waterfront businesses, if they ever get their business association together, couldn't be paying the lion's share of this, with us picking up the public utility share of it, you know, the part that impacts the city. And, you know, to me, that's the way I think it should go. But, you know, maybe we could start working in that direction. But you got to start working in that direction earlier than now. That's the problem.
Well, I think it's wonderful we get to have, you know, as in again, we had the week and then the week following, but I just want to get back, and I'm for this, I just want to get back to, I know Terry was noting with what we have to provide in security, et cetera. Do we have any figures on what generally it runs the city to?
We could get that for you.
I'm just curious, you know, I mean, we're shelling out $8,000 that I don't know what it costs us, you know, additional, and how much
We'll
we
give
have
you-
out there that we have to provide as well. I'm just, you know, just.
We'll give you a detailed breakdown on public works and police and fire services.
But you gotta have it, and Bill, thank you for doing it again.
I would love to see Bill do this to music, like some of the other bigger cities. You know, Moody Blues Nights in White Satin. Boom, 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 boom. You know, one of those
You're
numbers.
bringing 'em up
I
here
think you
now.
have the
Yeah.
ability to do
That-
that.
that-
He's gonna tell you. Needs exercise.
We have the ability to do anything you'd like, as long as you got the money to want to pay for it. It's not difficult.
Yeah. Well,
I
it's
mean,
not-
I get tickled here because I sit and look at our city, And Crystal River, for their 4th of July show, pays $15,000 for the fireworks show. And that is a bid contract for 3 years. So, you know, to think that you're getting something that's, you know, you're getting a lot for this 8,000, you're getting a lot more than you really know you're getting.
Good, all right.
I can tell you that what we spend, what we get out of it, we do it because we enjoy it. We're not doing it because we're making profits. If you want to go into profits, then you go out to bid and you get into this $12,000 and $15,000 for your shows that have the music and have, you know, things that make it more entertaining. But it all takes money because that stuff's all computerized and it's all timed, and we program all of that ahead of time to our show.
All righty then.
So you have your figure, Nancy. You'll have to move that into budget for a bigger number.
Yeah, it's just,
All
you
we
know,
have is 15.
It's like everything else. You know, the fancier it is, the more it costs.
All right, just asking. Dig.
There you go.
4th of July, Terry, I don't know how you do it, because I don't know what the charges are, whether it be the 4th of July, I guess because it's the overtime on the 4th of July, because that is the 4th of July, and it is overtime, I guess, for a holiday, is
only
where
reason
the
I-
extra cost comes in. Well, that's what I'm but
Yeah.
I didn't know if there's a difference in the overtime scale on the holiday. And that would be, no matter what day we put it on, even if you did it on Saturday after the 4th, it still would be the same overtime then from
Yeah.
what Pat's saying.
I just bring that up because I remember last year after this happened, the chief came to me at that point and was concerned with the amount of money that it ran in the incidentals, we'll call them, security and manpower and all that. So I love to have it on the 4th. I don't
Well,
think
yeah,
too many
I mean,
places
it's
have it on
fine
the
either.
4th, so we bring them in when we have it on the 4th, because that's when people like to have it.
It's the only place on
While we're
west side
speaking of that,
Pasco, yeah.
can I ask who's gonna try to get the county back for their barricades?
Sure, we can make phone calls out to see what they have.
Okay, usually they supply us to keep the people from getting out onto that island. Block it off there so they don't go out there. That's our biggest.
Bill, just quickly, I did that with you one year and remember it well. You're going to delegate some of this stuff, I hope, because
Do what?
you're going to delegate some of this work, I would hope, because I know how brutal it is.
No.
And I don't want to
No,
get
I'll
into
be there to
details.
do it.
We just would like you to stay
I'll be here.
chipper.
I'll be
Chipper.
here. Chipper?
Chipper would
I'll
be the
here.
word.
No, we got it under control.
Okay.
We're fine. But yeah, it's only money, Nance.
All right. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion from Mr. Abbott, who's walking up this way? Yeah, I know. I saw it down there, yeah. You're actually signed up with your name 3 times on here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's
Not
good,
sure where the
right?
other one was coming in, but.
Active, huh? Mark Abbott, 7907 Washington Street. They did a great show last year, so good. And that's about some city pride. Maybe there's some signs that could go up ahead of time around the town because, you know, again, there's only the few people that watch what's going on in here.
Didn't you put a sign, didn't you have a big sign out at 19 and Ridge Road? last year?
the message board sign.
Message, yeah, it had a message board sign out
Okay.
there, yeah.
But I'm even saying like Washington Street all over. just-
Right, right.
Just so people know what's going on. But great show last year.
Follow the booms.
There you go. Yeah, and then people wonder, what's those
Can
noises?
we set, can we set them off in a,
Thank you.
can we set fireworks off in the back of a pickup truck?
Only when you're making only when you're making YouTube videos, yeah.
That would be a really redneck fire show, wouldn't it?
There actually is such a thing. I just go home and YouTube pickup truck and fireworks. So. It's already been done.
There we go. 67 forward.
We could just, yeah, we could just blow up that water tank for one big fun. Yeah, okay.
All right, we got a motion, we got a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Well, that's our agenda, folks, so I call it adjourned. Thank you, Bill, for filling in. Thank you, Steve-O.